Have you ever noticed someone who gives everything to the people around them? Their time, their energy, their attention, their love? They show up for everyone. But when you ask how they're doing, they pause just a little too long before saying, "I'm fine." Psychology says this behavior isn't just kindness. It's something much deeper, and it often comes at a cost the person rarely talks about. Let's break down the real psychology behind people who always put others first, but slowly lose themselves in the process. 1. Their worth is tied to being needed. Many people who constantly prioritize others were taught, directly or indirectly, that love is earned through service. So they give, constantly. Because deep down, they fear that if they stop, they become less valuable. Psychologists call this conditional self-worth, and it quietly drives everything they do. 2. Saying no feels like a moral failure. For these people, setting a boundary doesn't just feel uncomfortable, it feels wrong, selfish, even cruel. This comes from deep-rooted people-pleasing patterns, often developed in childhood. They were rewarded for compliance and made to feel guilty for having needs. So they learned to shrink themselves to keep others comfortable. 3. They are highly empathetic, and it exhausts them. Research shows that highly empathetic people feel others' emotions almost physically. When someone around them is struggling, they cannot switch off. They absorb it, they fix it, they carry it. This emotional absorption leaves them drained in ways they can't always explain. They feel tired for no obvious reason, because the reason is invisible. It belongs to someone else. 4. They neglect themselves without realizing it. It doesn't happen suddenly. It's gradual. They skip their own needs to meet someone else's. They delay their goals because someone needed their time. They silence their feelings because someone else's feelings seemed more urgent. Over time, they lose track of what they actually want. Their identity becomes defined entirely by what they do for others. 5. They struggle to receive. When someone tries to give back, support, care, attention, people who always put others first often feel uncomfortable. They deflect compliments. They minimize their own pain. They say, "Don't worry about me." Because receiving requires vulnerability, and vulnerability was never safe for them. Giving was always safer than being seen. 6. Their kindness is often a quiet cry for connection. Beneath the giving, there was often a deep longing to be truly known, not for what they do, but for who they are. They hope that if they give enough, someone will stay, someone will notice, someone will finally choose them without being asked. But real connection doesn't come from self-erasure. It comes from being fully present, including your own needs, your own voice, your own limits. The most generous people are not those who give until they disappear. They are those who give from a place that is already full. If understanding the hidden psychology behind human behavior is something that moves you, subscribe. Because on this channel, we don't just explain people. We help you understand yourself.